This is Valley News Live at noon.
Fargo City Commissioners are meeting right now to consider an immediate suspension of the Africa nightclub and restaurant liquor license. Now that's where a man was shot and killed in the parking lot last month. Here's a live look into the Fargo City Commissioner chambers where city officials are meeting now. On Tuesday, the city's Liquor Control Board recommended suspending Africa's license, but the man who owns the business wants more time. He tells Valley News Live that they're trying to address the concerns brought forth by the city. In addition to the shooting back in May, police say there have been many other incidents of underage drinking and fighting. The police chief says it puts a strain on resources and is a public safety concern. Well, Valley News Team's JC Dodd is at the meeting and we'll have much more on this story tonight. You can also stay up to date throughout the day on the VNL News app and Valley News Live Facebook page. New for you at noon, a man is in Barnes County Jail after police found marijuana plants in his apartment. Authorities were tipped off about the growing operation in Valley City and arrested 32-year-old Sean Crawl. They say more charges are expected. The grow operation was discovered after a search warrant was conducted in the 600 block of 11th Avenue Southwest. Police found several pot plants along with other items used to grow and manufacture marijuana. Dust devils can be dangerous. Take a look at this video sent in by a Valley News Live viewer yesterday. Megan Christensen was trying to help secure a canopy taken by the wind and ended up in the whirlwind herself. It happened in the lot at the Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch in Fargo. Megan tells us she's okay, just a few bruises. And we're one day away from the official holiday weekend, but will the weather cooperate with our excitement for this weekend? Well, let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. And I just want to go over what caused that dust devil. Basically, first of all, these are whirlwinds, like a tornado is a whirlwind, but it's not the same thing. It's not attached to a parent cloud. It happens when we heat things up at the surface and that air starts to rise and starts to twist a little bit. And then we get that rotation, that circulation. This happens when the ground we have a flat, exposed ground, especially dark surfaces like dirt that's black, and then asphalt as well. So in town, like we saw in Fargo, sunny skies and light wind, that perfect combination. We did see that. And today, well, we've got more of that kind of weather. So watch out for dust devils today as well. Our temperatures are warming up. We're into the 80s right now in most areas, 86 in Fargo and in Grand Forks. We've got those clear skies, sunny skies, just a couple of clouds drifting in from the northeast. And as we take a look at our hourly planner today, we're going to expect to have that heat building. So this afternoon, temperatures back into the upper 80s to some low 90s, and this heat wave continues on as we go into the holiday weekend. So we're going to talk about just how warm it's going to get for your 4th of July and when our next chance for rain is as well. All of that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Well, stay tuned with you, Lisa, because it looks like it's definitely going to feel like a hot one as well.
It will.
Thank you. Well, President Biden, the First Lady, arrived in Florida today, visiting the site of a deadly building collapse and hoping to bring comfort to the community of Surfside. The president met with rescue crews to thank them for their frantic efforts to find survivors. Well, so far, 18 have been found dead and another 145 still unaccounted for. The search for victims was paused overnight because of concerns about the stability of the portion of the building still standing.
Concern assessors included 6 to 12 inches of movement in a large column hanging from the structure that could fall and cause damage to the support columns in the subterranean garage area.
President Biden deployed federal assistance to support state and local responders, but waited a week to visit Surfside to avoid interrupting the rescue efforts. The President and First Lady will also meet with family members before heading back to Washington. Bill Cosby is a free man today, waking up in his own bed in his own home. He was released from prison following a decision by Pennsylvania's Supreme Court throughout his 2018 assault conviction, saying Cosby was unfairly charged. His record is clean and he cannot be retried on these charges. Cosby's legal team is calling this justice, but prosecutors and accusers say that doesn't change the underlying facts of the case. Cosby's accusers say they are surprised, shocked, and frustrated. Several have released statements expressing disappointment and concern that this ruling may discourage sexual assault victims from reporting or participating in the prosecution of their abusers. One person is facing charges following a crash where authorities say the driver fell asleep behind the wheel and drove into another vehicle. It happened last night around 6:30 just east of Enderlin. Authorities say 72-year-old Jeannie Eskerson of Elderlin fell asleep at the car. drifted over the line and crashed into another car. The other vehicle went into the ditch, but Elkerson's car kept going and ran through a parking lot, hit a dumpster, and then a group of trees. The air ambulance was called in for the crash, and the report says Elkerson has non-life-threatening injuries. 3 people were in the other car. Some of them have minor injuries. Well, Minnesota state lawmakers worked into the night to finish off a $52 billion 2-year budget, and in doing so, averted a government shutdown today. The last bill awaiting votes was a tax bill that needed approval first in the House, then the Senate. Lawmakers also passed a bill that ends the governor's emergency powers. Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelga says the special session may continue for a few more days to make sure the governor signs all the bills and possibly to pass a bonding bill. The Minnesota Appeals Court is clearing the way for prosecutors to file aiding and abetting third-degree murder charges against 3 former Minneapolis police officers in the death of George Floyd. The court sent the case back to Hepburn County District Judge Peter Cahill yesterday. Back in February, Cahill denied prosecutors' motion to add the charges against former officers Kay Jang, Thomas Lane, and To Tao during the run-up to the separate trial of former officer Derek Chauvin. Cahill sentenced Chauvin on Friday to 22.5 years in prison for second-degree murder. Today is the last day to get a COVID vaccination at the former Gordman's building. Sanford Health says they were vaccinating 1,000 patients a day when it first opened. But now that vaccines are available in primary care clinics, this location is no longer needed. 62 people will be the last to get vaccinated at Gordman's today. The space has been used as a vaccination clinic since January. In all, nearly 49,000 shots were given there. North Dakota Highway Patrol Trooper Andrew Cashin is the 2020 Trooper of the Year. The recognition comes from the North Dakota Motor Carriers Association. Cashin serves a Northeast region as a traffic enforcement trooper and is stationed in Grand Forks. He has been a trooper since 2010 and was previously stationed in Cavalier. He's a use of force instructor and a member of the emergency response team. Well, coming up at noon, the metro area's 3 park districts are teaming up to celebrate national parks and rec month. And we are urging for that holiday weekend, and boy, it will be a hot one. The weather up next with meteorologist Lisa Green.